Well, it's that time to shift some gears from the white MR2, from the red MR2 to the Gen 5 engine here. So yeah, so this is what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna start off by cleaning up this block as much as we can because we gotta get it ready for paint. There is a lot of crap, some type of rust in these crevices. Gotta try to get those out to the vacuum and then wash it down. I'm gonna remove this turbo because Greg wants to get it upgraded, so we're gonna do that, and then just gotta go through, gotta get the timing done. So a lot of work. This should look very different from what it looks like right now, but you gotta stay tuned and watch the progress. So let me get it out from this corner and start cleaning up. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm just basically going through removing the hoses from what was the water neck, which I did get back from TCS. I removed these hoses right here. Gonna get the coil packs out and it's basically strip stuff down. So I'm just gonna give you little updates as I go along. I am alone today, so I don't have anyone to film as I pull it apart, but hey, it's just pulling stuff apart. So I'll show you what I did just to get to the final process. I did remove the breather that was right here. So this engine is gonna look a lot thinner in a few seconds here. So our fuel feed would go here. So we have a new kit from TCS that basically replaces this. So we're gonna get rid of this section right here because we're not gonna need that. So yeah, just gonna pull this piece. So basically getting all the junk off. Next, I'm gonna move on to getting our lift bracket off here, which has the boost control solenoid. So I think we're gonna eliminate this. We're going with a boost controller, so we're not gonna need this piece. But I'm gonna take it off because I gotta get all of this crap cleaned out here. So let's go get what looks like a 14 and some 10mm bolts. We'll get that zapped off. So quick tip, and for me, I have another car over there, so I can always look at the engine, but you know, this vacuum hose that goes to this canister, which we're basically gonna delete, it goes into the wastegate line right here. And this is what I typically do. I put some zip ties, same color. So just in case I'm trying to remember where everything goes. Trust me guys, when you pull apart a lot of stuff, you don't always remember where everything goes. So it doesn't really hurt to try to do things to help yourself out. So that's what I do. So now I'm just gonna pull this line off, and when I go back in the future, if I decide to put the boost solenoid back on, I'll remember exactly where I got it from. Again, this two 14mm bolts, this just came right off. And as you can see, we're getting better access to clean all of that crap out. Look at that fuel rail. It's gonna look so much better. You know, it's crazy. This line right here, this water line, typically they're all bent up. Most of them you see are bent up. This is probably one of the first ones I've seen. And not like I've seen like a million of them, but I've obviously seen them online for sale, and most of the times these things are crushed. You know, you can put like a socket in here and bring it back and hopefully don't damage the line, but you know, it's nice to see this one is not damaged. So yeah, I mean, engine is rusty on the front. Like, look at that, it's very, very rusty on the front. But then if you look at the back is not that bad. So I guess this engine was sitting outside and somehow all that rust and stuff just kind of built up on the front. So back on the other side of the engine, we have this crank sensor, and the wire is kind of damaged right here. I'm gonna try to fix that. It doesn't look too bad, just a couple areas kind of burnt, but should be able to tape that up. But I'm gonna get this out because wow, look at this. Such a mess. Gotta pull this 10mm bolt here as well. This basically slips out, and the car won't start without that, so don't forget to put that in, guys. So I'm gonna pull this 10. I'll get this out. And this is gonna be a whole video by itself, just doing the timing. I do have videos on it online, so it'll be pretty quick, but sure, for the guys who don't want to go back and watch, this will be probably interesting for you guys. So we will document that as well. All right guys, so I'm gonna try to point this out. I have the engine in a different position, but there is the thermostat. That's where the main coolant line goes in. And if you look up under here, see that hose right here? This one? You're gonna have to remove that hose, and we're gonna block off that port. So that hose runs all the way over here, and it comes out right back here. See this? So you don't need that hose. So you're gonna remove it, and you gotta get a plug for this section right here. Okay? So I'm gonna take that off. It's gonna get a little bit messy. You're gonna have some coolant dripping down, but it goes away pretty quickly. All right, so we got an update time. So this is a Gen 5 3S GTE. If you're just tuning in, and we're trying to strip it down. Now the turbo is gonna get upgraded. So this is my friend Gregory's engine, if you didn't know. And we gotta take the turbo off. So this is a full cast turbo. It's all cast into the exhaust manifold. So as you can see right here, there's nothing to separate it. So I'm pulling the bolts for the manifold here. There are 2, 4, 6, 8 of them in total, 14 millimeter. And then I figured the easiest way to get this off is there's another bolt right here that mounts to this bracket. And then under here, there's the water and oil line. Let's see if it's right there, and there's one in the back. So these are 2 12 millimeter bolts. I'm pulling those. And from everything I've seen here, it should just lift right off. So that's the plan. So hopefully get this off. And initially I was gonna clean the block first and then turn the turbo off, but honestly the block is so, you saw earlier, all the stuff I had to literally scrape off and vacuum out. So it's gonna be way easier to get like a wire wheel inside here and actually get the block cleaned up really nicely with the turbo off. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll figure out how to block all those ports up there so nothing gets down in the engine. All these projects, you always have one little hurdle. So you gotta slip this, there's like a stud here. So you gotta move the turbo up to get it out of the pipe, because I'm trying not to pull the pipe from the block because I don't have the gaskets. I think I got the gasket for here, but I don't have the one in the back. Anyways, figured this would be the best point to pull. But to slip this up, you gotta get the studs out of the manifold, and if this stud was stuck, then that would be fine. I could lift this turbo up to get it out, but of course, had to be the one up here that got stuck. So what I'm doing is the double nut method. Basically I tightened 2 nuts, and now I'm able to get this to turn. But before, that thing was not coming out. You know, you could put like a 7 millimeter socket on the ends here and screw it out, but all but one would not come out. But looks like I'm getting it with the double nut method, so that's what I think is holding me from getting this turbo off. Well, as luck would have it, if you work on cars, you know how it goes. I was not able to get that stud out. It's stuck in there. I tried a double nut method, and the nuts just kept backing off because it's in there. So I'm going to soak it with some PB Blaster. The good news is, pulling all the other studs, I was able to just lift the turbo up out of these studs and get it off. So turbo is out. We're going to send it off for upgrade. This hose, I have to replace it. It was torn when the engine came, so I got a gasket for here. I'm pretty sure I have it from Prime MR2, so we'll pull this, try to find a hose from Napa to replace that. And I don't know about this. I think it's just a washer or something. Maybe if I can find it, I'll just pull these pipes off so we can paint them and have them looking fresh as well. But this gives me a lot more clearance to clean the block and get it painted, so happy for that. Let me show you the turbo. There's our turbo out to the car. So this is gonna get, as I mentioned, upgraded. Super white inside, and looks, I don't know, Maybe it's a good thing that we're upgrading it, I don't know, but that looks pretty white. A little bit too white from what I would think is okay, but there it is. It's out of the vehicle, out of the engine, I should say. So now I gotta get this block cleaned, man. This thing is a mess. So it'll be a combination of degreaser. I'll use some brake cleaner, wire brush, wire wheel, soap and water, and then paint. But yeah, like check that out. Look at all that crap that's on top of the manifold. Kind of good thing we took it off. There's inside the ports. Yeah, they're pretty white as well. See that? Now I'm curious to see what's under that valve cover. And here's Moving Magic on YouTube. I took this pipe out because it helps me to clean the block, and voila, the block is clean. So you guys get to see it all cleaned. This was hours of trying to get it clean, but it is looking a lot better. Obviously there's still rust, but as you can see, all the grime is off. So now it's ready to be painted. So that's gonna be the next step. Won't be on this video, but there you go. Still gotta, you know, freshen up here, but that can come later. I think I'm gonna use a steam cleaner actually. That will just soften up the dirt and make everything fall off. Curious to get that valve cover off, but I'm gonna paint the block first, then get the valve cover off. Still could not get this stud out, so it's still sitting in there. Probably get some heat and try to knock that out. Let me show you on the back. Back came out even better because this part did not have too much grime on it. But there you go. It looks really, really clean. So it's good for paint now, right? And then once we have done painting, we'll get the valve cover off, get that replaced, and then we'll get the timing done. And then really, all I'm gonna do is just wait for the wire harness because you know, this will come together pretty quickly. But yeah, I know you guys want to see Gen 5 swap and, you know, how I prepare these engines. So that's the starting process. I'm still gonna do a little bit more detail, but you know, I like a clean space. So there it is. My floor is clean again. The engine is clean, and that makes me happy. The 2GR is also clean. So I gotta go drive this thing. Gotta bring it in to get it cut and buff, the paint, and finish up the interior. But yeah, this project is pretty much done. Coming along, just enjoying the fun stuff. So catch you guys on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.